Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly broadcast. My name is Carrie and this is my sister Julie, and we are excited to be with you today. We are going to continue our Heart Healthy series for the month of February. We've talked about different foods that can help you with just basically maintaining your health, but it can also obviously help with your heart health. That was a really mouthful, wasn't it? Last week we talked about oils and supplements that can help in this area, and then this week we're going to talk about how sleep and emotional well-being can really play a huge part in your heart health that a lot of people probably overlook. So this may be information that would be maybe new and different, a different way to look at it for sure. So I think Julie is going to start off with our topic for today.
Yeah, absolutely. So sleep and emotional wellness. I'm echoing. Do you hear that echo?
I don't hear it.
Okay, maybe I'm just going to turn down my volume. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so sleep and emotional wellness. I wanted to give you guys first a few facts about really why sleep is so important, because remember, we're kind of all about if we don't know why we're doing something and the importance behind it, then we're probably not going to do it, right? So sleep can really affect so many different areas, but just to name a few, if you do not have adequate sleep, it actually promotes weight gain. So another way of saying that is you can't maintain a healthy weight if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep and rest at night. So important, because during the day, our bodies are really constantly being just torn down, honestly, and broken down from everything we're exposed to in the environment, from stress that we're under. And if we don't give our bodies, our cells, our muscles, that time, that 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep to restore and recover, then we're not going to feel our best. We're not going to have the energy that we want, be able to do the activities that we want to do. And also, we're not going to be able to maintain a healthy weight. A study actually showed that good sleepers tend to eat fewer calories. So, hey. And I don't know about you. I like to rest and I like to sleep, even though sometimes it is hard. I don't nap during the day. I just, it seems like there's always something to do, right? But I do make sleep at night a priority, even if I don't necessarily stop to take a nap or whatnot during the day. Lack of sleep decreases your immune system. And oh my goodness, who doesn't need a better immune system right now? Mm-hmm. There's so much sickness going around. Every time I turn around, somebody has the flu or strep throat, and it's just a lot. So getting more sleep improves your immune system and allows you to be able to kind of fight that stuff, whatever's coming at you, off, and hopefully avoid getting sick. Sleep improves your concentration. Who wants more concentration and focus? Yes, for sure. We're all busy. We've all got things that we need to accomplish and do during the day. And not only for us adults, but think about your littles. Think about your little ones who, need to function in school, and maybe they have a problem with concentration. Think about their sleeping patterns. Are they getting enough sleep? Because that could be part of the problem. And then lastly, sleep really affects your emotions and your emotional state and the balance of your emotions. We'll talk kind of at the end a little bit about overall emotional wellness and how just by taking a few simple steps and maybe incorporating a few things, some essential oils and supplements, then you can actually have a better emotional response to whatever comes at you, to how you deal with your kids. They do something you don't like. Do you scream at them automatically? Believe me, we've all done that. I'm not pointing fingers by any means, but wouldn't you like to not feel that way and not have that immediate reaction? So some of these things, all kind of going back to sleep, really give you a better emotional foundation and just having that good emotional health, basically. So I think Carrie is going to tell us first about kind of some maybe good and bad sleep habits, things we might want to avoid if you do have trouble sleeping. We can't really ignore some of these simple things that we can do to help us get a better night's sleep.
Sure. So as you were kind of going through those things, it really made me think about myself today. Like I didn't get enough sleep last night. Various circumstances kind of played into that, but not drastically different, but probably an hour and a half difference. And I can tell a difference today. I can't really focus on as much. I'm just more irritable. My emotions are kind of just all over the place a little bit. So, and as women, I feel like we're a little bit more susceptible to that just because, we just tend to be, I guess, more emotional in general than men do. But it really does play a huge part in the quality of your day. And you just, like Julie said, we don't realize how many things are thrown at us, especially as moms, as women. We wear a lot of hats and we have to keep a lot of things moving. And it's a lot on us. And so we need that sleep. And it's hard when you have little kids and they maybe don't sleep throughout the night. They maybe wake up at night or wake up early in the morning or whatever it is. But we just have to try to work on that situation. Obviously, that's kind of like a whole other different topic, but it is just extremely important that we get enough sleep. So what are some things that we can control? Because if we concentrate on the things that we can't, we'll just get really even more irritable. Well, why won't they sleep? Or why won't they do this or that? But we really have to look at the things that we can control. So here are just a few things that would help you get fall asleep faster, stay asleep, just get a better quality of sleep. So first thing is how is your night going? After you put the kids to bed, if you have kids, or just that hour and a half before you sleep. Are you watching a lot of TV? Are you on your phone a lot? I know that probably the majority of people are either on your phone or watching TV. That's really the norm. And I'm usually on my phone if it's one or the other. I don't watch much TV. But those things can really stimulate. They stimulate your mind. If you're scrolling through Facebook or if you're watching a TV show. And the different lights that are on those things can really play havoc with your mind and not allow it to kind of shut down and allow you to fall asleep as well. So trying to just cut back how much TV you watch, in that hour before you go to bed, or, just turn it off sooner so you allow your mind kind of that shutdown period. You could say, I really find that if I'm not on my phone, it really does help with like my emotions too. I'm not as anxious. I'm not as just focused on what everybody else is doing. I'm focused more on what I'm doing. And I think that's really key when we think about our emotional health and all of that. So it really does play a big part. Now, some things that we eat can affect how well we can go to sleep. Like say caffeine. Some people are more sensitive to that than others, but if you are, I would say cut it off by like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Definitely don't be drinking those types of beverages, an hour or 2 before you go to bed. It's really gonna just keep your body from being able to relax. And the thing, is that's really all based on, a lot of times you're like, I can't go to sleep because I have all these thoughts in my head, or I just can't get comfortable, or I can't get this off my mind. Whatever it is, that's because your nervous system is still kind of on edge, if you will. And it kind of won't shut down, I guess, so that we can clear some of those thoughts and really drift off to sleep. So here's some things that I love to do before bed as sort of a routine. I feel like that's really important. I love a routine. Some people don't necessarily, I guess, gravitate towards it as much. I think that's just ingrained in who I am. But anytime you can get on somewhat of a routine at bedtime, think about it. When we have infants, they always preach, get them on a good routine. They'll know when they're supposed to fall asleep. It's the same with us. If our body knows that once we do X, Y, and Z, it's in that shutdown process. It's almost like, you need to power down your computer. You have to do all these steps beforehand kind of thing. I really do think that plays a big part in your body knowing, okay, it's time to go to sleep. So I like to, lots of times, turn off my device. Sometimes I'm not so good, but we're not perfect, right? I'll set that down. I'll go in there and wash my face, brush my teeth. Sometimes I even do yoga at night. I do that every single morning, a quick 5-minute yoga routine, but they have those at night as well. And that really allows you to calm down. So sometimes I'll do that. I always write in a journal at night just for a few minutes, and I'll read my devotion. And then I'll also put on some essential oils that are great to help your mind kind of shut off and your body to relax. There's several that you could use here. Some of my favorites and some of the most, I guess, commonly known for this, for their relaxation properties would be like lavender, cedarwood, Serenity. I'll tell you about another Serenity product in just a minute that's awesome. Vetiver is extremely calming. I can feel my whole body relaxing, which is a great feeling right before you go to bed. It just really sets that great sleep timer in my body. I think it's just like, okay, it's time. And then Roman chamomile. Now, these are all essential oils that you could put in a diffuser and diffuse throughout your bedroom at night on your nightstand. That's where I like to keep mine. You can put them on the bottom of your feet. You could even put them like a drop on your pillow. Say you didn't have a diffuser, you could do that. Or you could do all three. I usually like to put them on my feet and then in the diffuser. Now, to kind of take it up one more notch, they came out maybe a year and a half ago with what's called Serenity Soft Gels. And these contain some essential oils, but they also have different herbs in them that are great for just helping you relax. And I actually took some of these last night because I knew I wasn't going to get quite as much sleep. And it allows you to get into a much deeper realm of sleep. So the sleep that I got was more restorative than if I wouldn't have used any of those things. But anytime I want to get a good night's rest, I always use the Serenity Soft Gels because that's just like the perfect combination to me using the Serenity oil and the soft gels. That's how they're meant to be used. So those are just some ways that maybe you can pick one thing out of there to start doing at night. But the more that you can get in a routine and do the same things and at the same time, it's really important that we try to get in bed at around the same time again, because that's when your body is used to getting to sleep. And so you'll, you'll drift off to sleep quicker and faster and stay asleep. So hopefully that'll help somebody out there get a better night's sleep.
Yeah, I think that those were great tips. And I love that you shared just an example of like what your nightly routine is and talked about the fact that how important it is. And before you even said about, when we have children, that's what I was thinking in my head about how, that's such a big deal. And it's always, get them on a routine because it's true. We know that as human beings, no matter if you're an infant or if you're 80 years old, you do better, when you're on a routine and your body is expecting that. So I'm just like you, Carrie. I don't have the same routine as you, but same thing. I do very much, have a routine, and not that, like you said, life happens. You don't always stick with that, but you try to when you're at home, stick by what your routine is. So I wanted to just give a couple more tips on some things that I like to do that you can also think about incorporating. First, I don't do this every night, but I find it to be extremely relaxing if I take a bath at night before I go to bed. So an Epsom salt bath with, something like lavender and marjoram. Marjoram is a great relaxing oil. It's actually one of doTERRA's BOGOs, or is part of the BOGO for today. And it has very relaxing properties. You can even use it in your diffuser at night and helps you, again, to get a good night's rest. So taking a warm bath is helpful. And then one thing that I love to do is I like to drink a hot tea while I'm reading at night. Like Carrie, I try to put my device away. Sometimes I'm still answering texts and emails, and I'm not always by any means perfect at that. I strive to be better every day, but it doesn't always work out. But what I like to do is get the Yogi is the brand, YOGI, Yogi bedtime tea. It has a tiny bit of sweetness to it. And then I like to put Naturally Calm, which is actually a magnesium supplement. It's just a powdered version. It's the lemon flavor. And that
link to that might be really helpful, like on Amazon.
Yes.
You get that right.
Yes. If we could link to the Naturally Calm, I like the lemon flavor. They do make other flavors, but putting it in that tea is amazing, y'all. It's like, and let me just give you another tip. I really struggle with sweets. So after dinner, I really, really, really want something sweet. And I really, really try not to do that. Again, I fail often.
Especially right now, you can't, right? We're on the whole 30.
Right, that's right. I can't right now.
No.
We're doing that. So that's not an option. But
that's not real life all the time.
No. But a good substitute to kind of give you that little bit of sweetness, and you also get the calming. When you put the Naturally Calm, the lemon flavor, it has a little bit of stevia in it. When you put it into the tea, I mean, it's just like a little sweet, calming drink. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it, but the other reason that I do it, y'all, is it's really good for digestion. So it just helps keep things just like moving, not to be give too much information, but if that's something that you struggle with, you should definitely try it.
Right.
It's amazing. So my point is that's part of my routine that helps me to kind of relax and get ready for bed every night.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to mention, Carrie, I think you mentioned cedarwood as one of the oils that was good. Cedarwood, y'all, is really good for shutting off your mind. That was, one of the things that Carrie talked about. And I'll just tell you just briefly how I discovered this. Well, I read that was one of the benefits to cedarwood. And one day I had been working all day and I was just like, honestly, my body, I felt sick, like overall sick. And what it was is I had just been going all day and it was about time to pick up the kids from school. And my mind, I just could not shut my mind off. It just was racing with all these things I needed to do and just thoughts and, on and on and on. And I thought to myself, if I don't make myself stop and like lay down and relax before I go and pick the kids up, then I'm going to be in a really bad mood. I'm going to be really irritable. When they get in, the first thing that they say that I don't like, then I'm probably going to yell at them. I mean, just, being honest. So I was like, I have got to do something. So I'd read that cedarwood was great for just shutting off your mind and your thoughts. And so I went and I got some cedarwood and I put it on my temples. And I laid down on the couch and y'all, I fell asleep for about 20 minutes. And that is like, I don't fall asleep like that, and I felt so much better. And I've used it for that same reason many times since then because it worked so well. So if that's something that you struggle with, try cedarwood. It worked really well for me.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
And so I want to just kind of wrap up here with just another point about kind of emotional wellness in general. We talked about the fact that our emotions can really be affected in a very large way based on how much sleep and rest we're getting. So a few things other than, getting that proper 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, a couple of other oils and things that you might want to consider incorporating. Balance. Balance is a great one just for overall grounding and just balancing your emotions. And not only your emotions, but your kids. And, if your husband doesn't want you to put oils on him, then you know what you do? You just diffuse balance in the main area of your house, and then he gets the benefit of breathing them in. So, you can affect the whole, that's what I love about it. You can really affect the whole family, the mood of the whole house. Mm-hmm. Peace isn't, those were our BOGOs yesterday. And peace is one of my go-tos. I use it every single day. It's in my diffuser right now in the main living area of my home. It smells amazing. And it
smells really good.
Creates like just
it's like a warm and fuzzy feeling. I don't know. I know that's kind of, you can't really imagine that, but it's just got a great like floral and grounding scent.
Yes, that's a really good way to describe it. Mm-hmm. And smell is the fastest way to affect your emotions. So, using essential oils kind of just on the go and as needed when you feel different emotions, that's super helpful. Then the last two things that I want to mention that are excellent for overall emotional wellness. First is frankincense. Just using some frankincense. I like to place frankincense under my tongue, 2 drops every day, every morning. If you didn't want to take it internally or you thought, I'm not saying it tastes good. It's something that you can do. You could totally apply that topically on the bottom of your feet would be a great choice. And also applying that to your kids on the bottom of their feet. You not only get that emotion, that help with emotional balancing or balancing of the emotions, but you also get the anti-inflammatory benefits, and then you also get the boosting properties. So just really great overall benefits to frankincense. And then the last supplement that I wanted to mention is DDR Prime. And I wanted to share this with you because someone messaged me yesterday and she said that she started taking DDR Prime and she was never able to sleep. She just has never been a good sleeper, could not fall asleep, could not stay asleep. And that is the only thing she had done different. And she was sleeping like a rock taking DDR Prime. So I thought that was, a really great testimony because I take DDR, it's a cellular complex, so it really helps to keep your cells healthy. But if you think about it, all of that works together with your emotions and getting the proper amount of rest. So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was a really good, testimony to, we know how awesome DDR Prime is, but I thought that was a really good testimony.
For sure.
All right. Anything else you want to add, Carrie?
Yeah, I love this topic. I just think so many women don't take care of themselves like they should because it's so easy not to, it really is. We just have so many things that we have to do, like I was saying earlier, and it's just so easy to think, well, I won't do that, or I'll just skip that tonight, but it really makes a difference when you try to do the same things over and over again and just really create that good routine. And that's almost like your foundation. And then, that whatever the day brings, you're going to be able to handle it in a better way and stay more positive. And, it's just so easy to get snappy, like Julie was saying about if we get overloaded or, all those things. These are real problems every single day that moms face. And so we hope that you will take at least one thing that we've mentioned and try to implement that. Get in a good routine with something for a couple weeks, see some results, and then add another thing in. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to do exactly what Carrie does or Julie does every night. Definitely not saying that, but it does make a difference. We've added in things that we do, gradually, and that's kind of where we're at now, and we'll just continue to add things in. It's never really like, oh, this is just what I'm going to do every day, and it's never going to change. So I would just encourage you to think about the little places that you can really make some of these changes, and you're going to be sleeping better, you're going to have better emotional stability. All those things are going to affect a lot of other areas of your life. So we might have to come back to this topic because I feel like there's a lot more we could say with it. And I did want to mention we posted the link to offer suggestions or topics that you would love to have us cover. We're really thinking for next month, we're going to do different just questions that come up a lot to us or that we're experiencing in our own life. And we know other women and moms have the same issues. So we just want to get the conversation going because we feel like there's a lot that we could offer in different areas and just our opinions really. And I just love to get conversations started because I know that a lot of stuff is kind of it's just kind of known, but nobody ever talks about. So we'd love to get some of that conversation going around different ways that we can take care of ourselves better and how do we deal with certain situations. So look for that. If you have something, like I said, that comes up when I just mentioned that, please put it in this form and we will definitely get that scheduled. But look for the new topics for March and we're really excited to get started with that. So we'll be back next week with the final installment of our Heart Healthy series. And next week we're talking about activity and weight management. So how can you be more active? It's not going to be like, oh, you need to spend an hour at the gym. No, I don't do that every day. It's how can you fit, exercise into your everyday routine? How can you just be more active with your kids? Different things like that. So we want to share things that are simple and easy to do so that you can obviously be more healthy and that will in turn affect your heart health. So join us as we end this series, and I look forward to starting the new one in March. So we will see you next Thursday. Not Thursday. See, I'm telling you, no sleep equals brain doesn't work. Next Wednesday at 12:30. See you guys.